So let's all guess our ages because my fun fact is that South Korea has an age system that measures your age by the calendar year. So if you had a
What?
birthday of December 31st, you start off as a year old, and then as soon as it becomes January 1st, the next day, you're suddenly 2 years old. So you could be a year or 2 years older according to South Korean standards. Now, this is somewhat this is pretty interesting stuff, mainly because of the fact that they're finally thinking about they're finally moving towards following the international system of actual birthdays in 2023.
Oh, I mean, it's only
Yeah.
a day difference.
Huh?
It's only a
What
day
do you mean?
difference. Why? It's only a day difference.
But at Korean standards, you're 1 to 2 years older than you actually are.
So if
Yeah.
it's so it's December 1st, and then once you get into the next
December
year,
31st.
it's December 31st, and then once you're in January 1st, it's 2 years.
Yeah, you're 2 years old.
Yeah. It's
So
like they don't count
that's
birthdays.
yeah, so that's also important because when it comes to drafting in the military and COVID vaccinations, it is age range based. So it causes a lot of logistical issues there. I mean, you get qualified by like very odd standards in regards to that. So I'm actually uh, I'm actually a year older than I'm supposed to be. Super weird stuff. All right, who's next?
I could go
All right, I
next.
got one. Okay, go ahead.
In 2017, there's an 8-year-old who, for some reason,
That's already fun.
they they got caught driving a car, and the way they learned how to drive was on YouTube. And so, what this 8-year-old did was they drove to McDonald's and followed all the traffic laws and stuff like that to go get something to eat.
Dope.
I mean, kids these days are pretty smart. I
What were they
wouldn't.
driving?
I don't know. Didn't say. It just
A
said like
WRX.
was learned how to drive on YouTube to go get food at McDonald's. So kids these days are pretty smart, able to follow traffic laws and pretty much learning
So so
self-learning.
he learned the specifics of driving through YouTube.
Yes, followed
Wow.
followed all the traffic laws and
And
everything.
traffic laws.
Mhm.
Stopped at the red light, stopped at the stop sign, stopped at the red light.
He honked at everyone and flipped them off. And
Oh,
shit.
yeah, yeah. Learned all that.
Y'all suck at driving.
Yeah. It just goes to show
Drive your
these
crazy.
days, even though they have short attention spans, they can accelerate their learning and stuff, so they can. pretty
Well, I
much-
mean, only if they're interested in it.
yeah, they have to. Have,
Yeah, I don't believe that it's a short attention span, really. I think it's just like how they're taught.
yeah,
So, I mean, it's more incredible that he taught himself.
yeah, I believe it. I mean, there's certain kids nowadays. If you watch YouTube, they know how to do a lot of really complicated stuff. There's this kid that was playing drums and doing a music composition on a computer. He's like 7 years old. Wait, some people don't even know how to do that.
Well, they also say that kids learn the most or absorb the most knowledge before the age of 5. So that's why there's a lot of emphasis of like teaching your kids second or third languages, just to expand their brain and help them retain that information a lot better.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
true.
unbelievable. My one of my old assistants, she her son like knew how to steal like while she was asleep because he would take her hand and like back then when Apple had like fingerprint technology, like he used her fingerprint to like purchase a bunch of stuff on iTunes store. He ended up getting like $1,200 of like Fortnite skins.
Nice.
I'm just like, damn.
All right, I got one.
So
Fun fact.
Hmm.
Did you know that you can predict your future adult height with almost 100% accuracy by doubling your height at age 2?
Wait, what? So you're 2 years old and you're doubling that height, so you're
And that's
twice
and
the
that's
height of
your
a 2-year-old.
and that's your adult height.
Mm,
You
Really?
should go find a 2-year-old and double their height and see how.
Yeah, I don't
100% accurate.
2 years.
Oh no,
Like
it's
maybe 2 feet tall or something like that. Hard to say.
but at the same time,
What do you grow like 4 feet?
at the same time, at the same time, it's just like um, I have to imagine that we have average heights for a reason. You know, the average height for what an adult male is like anywhere from like 5'5" to like 5'9" or 5'10".
That's only
even.
that's only the US.
Right, and it environment, diet, genetics, everything has a role to play there. But I find that it's just mm, like it's a little contrived with that one. But
You know,
I
you
mean,
know
I could see.
the crazy thing, somebody told me, like, I didn't believe him at first. You know that you can fit in a basketball hoop, you can fit two balls in the one basketball hoop at the same time.
2 basketballs.
Two basketball in the hoop, one of the basketball hoops, two basketballs.
Mm. And
I
but
I
is it forcing it or is it actual
No,
like you could
you can put it in and it all at once and it goes slipped right through. I thought it was a lie until I watched the YouTube video on it and I was like, oh shit.
Are you sure they didn't have the kid-sized basketballs and just put it in?
I know I used to work at a amusement park, and definitely for the shorter basketball hoops, the hoops are made smaller to fit the basketball exactly because it was a shorter distance. They get more active. But I could see it
Carney game.
for like a regulation size hoop. It has to be double the size.
Mhm.
But yeah. But if you find a 2-year-old, try doing it and then wait until they're fully grown and then let's see if that works.
Just
But
take 2 years, put them on top of each other. They're an adult.
but at the same time, like that's quite a large range too, because then it's just like at what point of a 2-year-old, because that's when they're actually like growing, right? So how does that dictate the 400% accuracy when you can pick at any point?
Well, let's say they're 2, but then turning 3 the next day. that day.
I feel like that's a lie.
And then
Speaking of lie,
how to drive.
Speaking of lie.
Well, I don't know.
But speaking of lying,
okay.
What has been a lie that's been told to you growing up?
Yep.
What is that?
The lies to your generation.
Yeah, to your generation.
I have
There are plenty of times I've been lied to, Cole.
There's plenty of times.
Yeah, I've been lied to as an adult.
But I mean, but as a society, like what has been told to us that we need to do to.
I could start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
that
go for it.
go to college, you'll be successful. You need to go to college to become successful. That's a lie. Because nowadays, a lot of people are going to college and getting more in debt, either because college is so expensive, or some people are going to college and dropping out or not taking a degree that is able to allow them to afford that huge debt. So for a lot of people, college is not the way to be successful. It was a lie told growing up, and it's not true. At least not for everybody.
Hmm. Do you feel like it was? Do you feel like you were lied to when it came to that?
Um,
Like,
I was able to see the benefits, but I saw like how it worked out for a lot of other people. A lot of other people got through college, but weren't able to get a job or weren't able to become, you know, as successful as they thought they would be
yeah.
afterwards.
I mean, rather than using it as a qualifier to get somewhere, it's just like, where did it truly make you successful? So,
I mean, for me, you had to know how to. It was basically a foot in the door for my first job, but for
right.
nowadays, you don't even need to go to college to get into IT or engineering or
Yeah,
software engineering. You can go become. You can take like a boot camp course or learn on your own to do that. The
the
thing that
Yeah.
you need to get that foot in the door. That might
the
be why you need college for that. But there's some people that I work with who didn't have that sort of college experience.
the
Hmm.
crazy thing is that the things that like what I'm doing now and the things I learned, I didn't learn in college at all. So it's all like work experience and a whole bunch of other things, but like it's nothing what I've learned in college.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like they should bring back apprenticeships or something where you can go straight into like a job that you want to do and just apprentice and learn on the job, which is how a lot of people are learning how to do their job
Hmm.
nowadays.
Save time and money.
Mm. So, when you guys went to college and went into your fields, what exactly were you hoping to attain attain through the pursuit of your degree? Like, what did you want to attain out of it?
Well,
Good
pretty much wanted,
career.
yeah, basic career, but ideally I wanted to create my own video games. But knowing how that
Right.
industry turned out, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
So
not
that's what I
fun.
mean.
So I just shifted away and did something related to it that I could do.
Mhm. So that's sort of what I meant. It was more along the lines of like, okay, so when you aimed for your degree, but what, besides just the general idea of a good job or a job in that field, like what did you want to do with it specifically?
Yeah, I told you I originally wanted to make
Yeah,
video games,
yeah.
but
No,
um,
and I'm adding to that. I'm saying like, yes, that would be the example.
yeah, okay,
Mhm.
but yeah, it didn't turn out to I didn't turn out to get into the video game industry because it looking at the video game industry, it was
Mhm.
they chew you up and spit you out, and you don't get paid a lot. So I pivoted
Yeah.
to work in software engineering, a regular software engineering job, which the hours were a lot better. And you got paid more, so that was a nice pivot.
Nice. Gola? Or was it just strictly
Uh,
that?
so career to become a filmmaker. Just realizing that if I could have done all that without going to college. I could have just spent the money and go take the money and make a movie out of it.
Mm.
Maybe that was more worth it. Um, so the lie that you've always told you that America is the best country in the world. Since I've traveled, I I disagree. I disagree with that a lot.
Hmm.
Just to see how other countries are run, it's a lot better than in the US, and it's a lot more efficient.
Yeah, the U.S. is terrible at healthcare infrastructure and expensive with education. All bad.
I agree. There's a lot of flawed systems within it, but at the same time, it's just there's definitely the good sides to it, in which it is essentially a land of opportunity, uh, in the degree that like just take a look at a lot of social media nowadays. Like a lot of people made something big out of nothing too. So I mean, let's plays, video game channels are like the biggest thing here, where it's just tons of people are watching it, and it's such a simple concept, but everyone's just all about it. And there's definitely something to take away from that, because it's just like, um, these could have been people that also did not have a true vision or dream behind it. They just wanted to do it, and that would probably be one of my big lies told to me too. But yeah, I mean, I agree. Traveling gives you a lot new horizons too, because like, um, it it allows you to have that perspective, like on how everyone lives, culture especially. Culture is a big thing to learn. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
so is
it's a pretty bad, because the statistic in America is that 1/3 have a passport, something like that.
yeah.
I wish
When did
somebody
you
would tell
when
me
did
to go
you
back
learn
to
those
my
skills?
country. What was that?
Go back to your country. I'm trying.
I'm trying, shit. I'm stuck in this hellhole. What was that?
Oh, what led you to find out the truth about this lie?
I think uh, it's just because like we're always constantly being told this is land of of great wealth, blah blah blah. But then once you go to other countries, you figure out, oh, the streets can actually be clean. The public transportation can be great. The
I thought you
the
were gonna
food
say the streets can be comfortable.
the food can be food can be like healthy for you to eat, even if it's fast food. Um, and at least like you can trust your government to you know do things right and not fuck up. But yeah, I mean, and then it's just a lot cheaper in other countries because they have laws and regulations that help protect the consumers and stuff. So I mean, and it helps with a lot of things with parenting and all the stuff, healthcare wise. And it's like all the stuff in other countries that are free is not here in the US, and we're calling us the greatest because we're charging people $100,000 a night, because whatever, for whatever reasons.
Hmm. So,
Yeah, I
um,
think
I think
I
I.
was that.
Mhm. No, no, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I think, I mean, I think that great that like we're the land of opportunity, but then that land of opportunities is a lot of exploitation of people, and like that I'm not cool about. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Um, so, I mean, obviously, we grew up in different lands. We'd be different people. Um, do you feel like you would have preferred to have been that different person?
I wish I was born in Canada. Let's just say that. I wish I was born in Canada. Then I'll learn 3 languages, free healthcare.
What, French, English, and what else?
French, English, and my native tongue.
Oh, okay. Nice.
But now I mean, it's now English and Spanish. So see,
It's the here. It's the 2 languages here. But yeah, it is weird that like it's such a diverse culture, but we only revolve around 2 languages only, like for the most part. Or that seems to share the majority vote on how communication is conducted. Like if you apply for jobs, they only ask if you speak Spanish, like more than half the time. And it's like, there's like 70 plus countries out there. You speak Czechoslovakian.
I can if I learn it. But yeah. But yeah.
Oh,
Walker, what you got?
Let's see. Biggest lie sold to my generation is that playing video games will get you nowhere.
That's
Yeah,
true.
True.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you see like streamers and stuff getting.
Yeah. Like there's times when I looked at my parents like, you motherfuckers, man. Yeah. But it's
never too late. It's never too late. You can still do it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because then there's even like a grandma that plays like Grand Theft Auto, and she's still fairly popular too. But yeah, it's just like living. She's also is living like a super chill life about it. So, I mean, for me, it's just that kind of was I guess like a turning point there of like, well, you're not like, you don't have to necessarily follow some sort of mold to get somewhere. And it also gave me the idea that, like, you know what, like, yeah, there are a lot of people that are quote unquote qualified on paper, but when you're up against it, and then you're just like, you know, when you're in a room with some people who are qualified versus you, sometimes like if you just don't give a shit about it, about the qualifications, and just, you know what, like, I like, you don't have to believe in my ability right now, but you can believe in the person that that is open to learning and becoming better. And that's pretty much like, what I can sell to you. And oddly enough, more than half the time has worked. So it's pretty cool once I was able to kind of tap into that energy a little bit. And when I went to school, my degree was more in psychology and stuff. So when I went into it, it wasn't with the intention of even going for a career. It was more going to get some questions I had answered about like a lot of things. So, I mean, there was no end goal, and there was no like big payout expected at the end of that. But it was kind of cool once I got to know those answers. So it's just like, okay, not a lot of stuff seems all that scary. So, but yeah, I mean, and that's the other big lie that was sold, which, yeah, like if you go to when you go to college, the degree you should go for is the one that'll earn you money. So like ignore anything art related or anything of the sort, because like those jobs don't pay as well as like technical or business or whatever. And that's kind of where I was just like, fuck that shit, because um, like again, I needed answers. It doesn't matter if I got the degree. So um, yeah, that was the biggest lie sold to me, and I'm I've never looked back on it because of the fact that I never chose to believe it. So yeah, what other lies, what other smaller, lesser lies have we been told here?
Don't do drugs. I remember part of Dare. Remember Dare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what
The crazy thing.
You'll if you smoke marijuana, it's a gateway drug to doing all the hard shit. No, not true at all. Go ahead.
The crazy thing, the gateway drug is probably the opioids in the medicine cabinet, which that's like the big lie is like, oh, like trust a pharmacist, they only can sell you good things. But now we're learning that they did it intentionally, sell the legal drugs and have people get super addicted to it. So so yeah. So yeah,
just
I mean,
we all know, Cola and Jack are heavy drug users. So I wasn't like that.
I mean, like nowadays you have legal marijuana, and there's some people trying to get legalized psychedelics so that people can microdose because it's supposedly better for treating depression.
You know, they already decriminalized shrooms in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Damn.
I also
we gotta pick a weekend.
I also have mushroom chocolates.
Oh shit.
I also have mushroom chocolate.
Big Tongue does not endorse mushroom chocolates, but we will be sponsored by them.
The crazy, the person who sold it to me, he was like, his thing was he was an indigenous. I think that was his marketing thing. Is like, oh, I'm indigenous, blah blah blah. So buy it from me, not from this dude right here.
That's kind of funny. I think it's because I was seeing those prop whatever commercials, and then there's an indigenous person on there, and they're like, you're like my family like worked on this or built this land, Polyomi or something like that. I forgot what it was called. And it's like,
yeah,
you call it California. I mean, I just thought it was so funny. Like,
you call it California, I call it home.
Well, you call it Chinese food. I just call it food, man.
I have to figure out which ones, because the crazy thing is like the one, I think it should be no on 27, only because the other one is yes on 26, and it's sponsored by MGM and all those online betting companies.
Mm-hmm.
So like, which one do you take? The one that the corrupt one that's sponsored by the big casinos? That's the big lie right there.
Yeah.
It's like once they make laws and stuff like that, they're gonna like that. Oh, we're gonna tax this like this, but like it benefits all the corporations.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Let me see. I don't know. Any other lies you want to feed the public here?
The other lie is you don't have to buy Jordans to dunk a basketball. That's
oh, okay. You you don't need to buy Jordans to make yourself look poor.
Yeah.
Honestly, the richest people out there, they don't even dress up like they have money.
Oh, that's the big lie too.
They don't dress up like they have money.
It's only the broke people that dress up like that.
They dress very
Yeah.
normal.
Have you seen Zuckerberg? All he wear is company T-shirts, jeans from Walmart, and New Balance.
Yeah, and hoodies.
I love New Balance.
Right. These are billionaires. They don't have to show off that they have money because what's the point?
Well, I mean, obviously they always wear suits when it comes to like, big presentations and everything.
Yeah, but then it's like everyone has to wear like a suit or something formal when the occasion comes. But
Jeff
I don't know,
Bezos.
but if you're like,
Jeff
but if you're like
Bezos,
Bezos or Elon Musk, like you really don't gotta give a shit about presentation.
Jeff Bezos, all he wears is a shirt with no sleeves on.
Yeah, it's just like if Elon came out in his boxers and a white beater giving a presentation about space travel and shit. I mean, I would question it a little bit, but I'd still invest in him if it's a good idea.
What if he wasn't? What if it was like him doing that before he became famous? Like, would you invest in him?
Before he became famous?
Before he became famous, before he had the money, all he had was the vision. Would you invest in his company?
So that would depend because it would be more about like I'd have to see how you work, kind of thing. If you're spouting all that and then I see you like drinking a beer on the couch and shit and then asking me to hang out and play video games, I'm like, motherfucker, get back to work. But yeah, that'd be the only thing. It's just like you need to convince me that you believe in the vision. That's where it is. If you believe in the vision enough, you'll work for it.
What if you don't understand the vision?
So I could go to space if you sat on my couch and like ate my nachos and shit and drank beer. Because yeah, I could do that myself. I'll be at Mars in no time. Yeah, so it would have to vary. It would have to.
I think. Do you guys know that the Theranos girl?
Thanos girl?
Elizabeth Holmes. The crazy thing about it, she had the vision, but did not have the product to back it up. So she sold. Her thing was basically it's all about blood testing, right? With a drop of blood, you can get all these results for one drop of blood. And that's her promise. And she went around telling everybody that she can do it. The crazy thing was she convinced everybody and everybody jumped on. The crazy thing was like they were another company was doing the same thing and they were taking their equipment and then repurposing them to be as their own technology, right? They're just changing the interface, changing the font on the thing to make it look like it was from theirs. So so she was selling another company's product as their own, but she got caught. She eventually got caught.
Okay. Well, I mean, like,
and she was wearing suits. On that one. She was wearing suits. Yeah, she had a deep CEO voice.
She tried to fake her voice.
What is a deep CEO voice?
She tried to fake her voice so that it was deeper.
Yeah,
and she wore like the black turtleneck like Steve Jobs.
Oh shit!
Dude, they won't believe me if I don't wear a turtleneck. But then,
yeah,
but it was crazy.
It sounds funny, but Yeah, I mean, shit. I don't know. It's just one of those instances where it's just like, okay, like they obviously took a lot of life lessons in like how people are and then convincing them. But again, if she told me all this and then sat on my couch and then started eating my chips and not doing any work, then I'd have to not believe her.
That'd be funny if she was testing you.
I wanted you to believe I was useless.
So you don't really believe me.
When in fact, I when in fact I actually am useless. Like all this was a plan to eat your nachos on your couch. Like there was no productivity. There was these like high level schemes involved, but she just wanted some nachos. That'd be a dope movie. That'd be a dope movie idea. They should put that on Marvel.
I think it's called Thor. Is that scene where he's just drinking and he's like falls asleep on the couch with the sunglasses, and they think
I think he's dead.
But he finally showed up at the very end, you know.
Yeah. So I watched a lot of the new Marvel movies. Still have nothing still at top 10 game yet. I got
Not even Winter
Multiverse
Soldier.
Madness, Shang-Chi. Not Winter Soldier yet. Watch the spin-off series.
What about Black Panthers?
Division. Huh?